Jeez, we already getting choked up. Not only don't, yeah, that's a lot better. So when to cut ties with people? Peeps, this is simple. When do you cut ties with people? Well, of course you cut ties with people when they no longer serve a purpose. All right, that's the end of the video. Oh my gosh, peeps. Listen, I want to share something with you that I saw online in a group, and I just think this is the funniest thing ever. Um, there we go. So I want y'all to look at something. This is actually very funny. I don't even know what the purpose of this post was. I think it was something that I had posted above, but I wanted to zero in on this post here. Taffy Daverson. Now remember that name because whoever that is obviously definitely has some issues. So according to her, she said there's absolutely no way in hell I'd have ever been happy staying home. That's crazy. If you're listen to me. If you listen, I don't know no normal person who wants to be out all the time doing stuff. The only reason why we do stuff is because we have to have money to make a living. That's the only reason. I don't know nobody that just goes out here and just works. Come on, peeps. Let's call it for what it is. But according to her, absolutely no way in hell she has ever been happy staying at home. She says she loves cooking and cleaning, and she's not a nurturing person. She said I'd have felt claustrophobic and unfulfilled. I'd have felt claustrophobic and unfulfilled if that was the miserable life I'd have to live. So she right here is letting y'all know that she is not a nurturing person. So I'm assuming this is not what y'all call a real woman. I don't know, because most real women that I've come in contact with are very nurturing. But let's call it for what it is. Today's women are not nurturing at all. In fact, I don't even know why any of them even have kids. Like they just be having kids. They have like 3, 4, 5 kids, and then those kids grow up to do school shootings and go ruckus throughout the neighborhood. And then these are the same women too that will push away the dads. Now, I kind of remember what this post was about. It was something weird about. I had to go back to see, but it was basically a post that some woman posted about. I guess the institutionalization of marriage and how today um, women can do pretty much everything a man can do. I didn't comment on the post other than the fact. Now, the reason why this person posted was because I asked the question: are women really truly happy working and grinding and having a career, or are they more happy being at home with their family? Mostly being a stay-at-home mom and a stay-at-home wife. And that's where this comment came from Taffy. So we already know that she's out here just doing whatever. I will say that no one really posted on this particular post. It's actually interesting because I don't know. But Ryan did say, I think that we're on a path of economic disparity favoring women since men are not enrolling or competing as many degrees as women. So the financial security aspect will be very interesting in the next 7 years. Now, here's what I shoot. Here's what I will say to that comment on Ryan. You gotta understand that women. Okay, so how the school system operates does not favor men at all. Men are not out. First off, the reason why you have such a disparity is because men have always been hands on. Listen, there are men. I'm telling you right now, Go line up all the men that are making 100K, no, 250K or above, and let me know how many of them actually have degrees. Hell, well, Elon Musk probably does have a degree, but Bill Gates don't. I think he just has a high school diploma. Listen, you don't have. Men are more hands on. You don't really need a degree to do certain things. Degrees are good for if you're going to nursing or STEM, but that's about it. And most guys are not even really going into STEM like that. But there is a big majority of them that are going into STEM. What you really have here is a bunch of women who actually have degrees, but they're not even making, like, there are some women that are making about as much as I'm making, and they have a degree, right? Bachelor's degree and all of that. There are electricians that actually make like six figures, close to six figures. They don't have no degree. All they have is a technical degree. They went to technical school, trade school. Those only last for about 6 months to a year, and they out here killing it. Or they just learned their trade from their grandfathers and their fathers, right? So I'm not worried about the disparity. I think what's going to end up happening, because you notice that men are not even going to school. School is not, like I said, designed really for men because men are more hands-on. I noticed this because when we was in home economics, and I kid you not, this is weird. I'm gonna be honest with you. This is super weird. Actually, I'll tell you two stories. So home economics. This was seventh grade. So I noticed that the guys could cook. I was shocked as hell that the guys could. I knew I could cook, and I was trying to show off my damn skills. But there were guys beating me in cooking. I'm like, damn, y'all know how to cook. But when it came to the women, they couldn't produce. See, women can go out in the workforce, use their brains because they can just memorize stuff from a textbook, make good grades when they get a degree. But when it comes to actually doing hands-on stuff, I'm not saying women can't do it. They can, because there's a good amount of educated women and women doing really good in their career. But what you're gonna find is that when it comes to hands-on stuff that matters, infrastructure, STEM, they're not going into those fields because those fields are too hard for them. And you will ask, why is that? Look at software engineering. The majority of women who are in software engineering tend to drop out because they're not, well, there's a lot of other factors, but you'd have to ask them why they're dropping out. I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't even really know 100%. My guess is because when I was in some programming classes, this was C++ when I was at Arkansas Tech. I mean, I did pretty good in programming. It wasn't really hard for me, but the women, they was asking the most questions. And then they was asking questions. I was like, I could have answered for them, right? And it was weird because I noticed that they tend to struggled with programming because they couldn't understand and wrap their heads around programs and how they operate. And that's because of the logic behind programming. See, the thing is, programming itself is a logical thing. So you have to be a really logical person. If you're not logical, then obviously it's gonna be a lot harder. So shout out to Taffy Davidson because she obviously is not gonna ever get married. We know that. And she's gonna try to be a man because that's what a lot of women are trying to do today. And today's time is be men. Couldn't tell you why, but kind of how it is. All right, I wanted to show y'all something. We're gonna just jump right into the main thing about what I was trying to say. You know, when do you need to cut it off? When do you need to cut off people in your life? Listen to me. You men in general, and there's plenty of videos on this, so I'm gonna just basically say the same thing that they're saying. Men need to focus on the square, focus on what you need to do, focus, have a vision, and focus on that. You need to get rid of people who are not trying to help you in your pursuit, who are not trying to help you in your purpose, or that doesn't align with your purpose or align with where you're trying to go in life. So, for instance, I'm gonna give you an example. Um, if I'm trying, like right now, I'm in HR, right? So if I'm trying to move up the ladder, I'm not going to align myself with people that do drugs or just people who don't know what they want to do in life. I'm going to align myself with those that have careers, preferably in HR, and that can actually, I can be underneath them and see what they're doing so I can get to where they're at. You see what I'm saying? That's what you're supposed to do, and that's what's going to make you fulfilled in life. Unfortunately, some of y'all out here are just, and this even goes in the form of relationships. Some of y'all out here just dating people just for the sake of dating people. What I'm telling men to do, because I don't care about women, because they don't know what they want, right? But I could talk on women, but women need to figure out what their vision is and what they would like, what they see their life and what their life wants to be like, and then try to align themselves with the men that fit that. But at the same time, you need to know what those men are looking for. So I'm going to. I showed y'all. I did a video a couple days ago on a woman that I was talking to that basically called me about 12 times. I still don't know why. We're going to kind of get into this. So, and this is going to be, I want to call her out, but if she is watching, hopefully she'll learn something from this video and take with it, right? Take this as a learning tool and a learning lesson because these are things that you don't do. This is normal conversations, right? Now, I'm gonna let y'all read the rest of this here because I personally could care less about this part here, right? This is basically her asking me about that I wanted fufu and chicken stew, right? So I let her know there's a big conversation now. We want to turn our attention to Friday, January the 27th. Good morning. I said good morning. I even asked her how her Friday is. Now, keep in mind, if you look at the timestamps, see, thank God for timestamps, Pete. I want you to understand the timestamps. Now, Friday, I'm not going to even lie. I didn't even know I didn't text her. I forgot to text her. Listen, that's just how it is, peeps. Get over it. I forgot to text somebody. Anyway, she texts me, and I text her later. Now, around this time, it's actually funny because I actually just got back from seeing my manager. So, I go into work at 5 in the morning. So usually when I'm there, I try to text her, but I just forgot. I got caught up. Listen, I had, you got sometimes you have, well, I shouldn't say sometimes. Sometimes I think most HR people have those needy employees. Yeah, that's me. I got those needy employees. So anyways, I did say good morning. Now, from 8:25 until 12:53, I asked, "How's your Friday?" Now, I want y'all to pay attention to this because this right here was right when I got back home. I also want to say too, I think that day I didn't really sleep that good at all. So I went to sleep, peeps. So she messaged me, right? She's gonna go run some errands, see a specialist in Springdale. So kind of weird because she don't even live in Springdale, but okay. But it is well, I guess it doesn't matter because it's a specialist. So, because I actually no, because I have my specialist is in Spring. I don't know. Anyways, so from here, look at all these. Now, this is what I want y'all to pay attention to. From the time I said how's your Friday, I didn't even check my messages because I think around this time I saw this message, but after that I went to sleep. Okay. Now, I want y'all to understand something because it's going to be confusing about the timeline. So I get a call. Now, I couldn't even tell you exactly what time the call was. But I get a call that my aunt was in the hospital and that I was supposed to be going down there and all that stuff during my sleep time. So I actually got ready and I left about 6 o'clock. No, so I'm not. I'm sorry, not six. Um, I feel like it was around 4. Now I left there at 4 o'clock. Okay, it's a 3-hour drive, so I was supposed to get there. I was actually supposed to get there about uh, something about like 7 o'clock. Yeah, that shit didn't happen, and I'm not gonna even talk about that. I hate traveling down that way. So I left about 4 o'clock. Okay, so around 6 o'clock, I stopped. Now, the only thing that I was gonna respond, but I didn't. Where I was at, they didn't have signal. I saw this part, right? I just saw this. How's your Friday been? Hola, I'll be on my way soon. Now, I want you to keep in mind we didn't have anything planned for Friday. We had no plans on meeting, so I have no clue why she was posting this. Now, like I said, I did see most of this, but I couldn't respond because I couldn't get signal. So I was just like, okay, well, since she's probably already looked. Now, keep in mind this is 6 o'clock. It's 5:06, so I didn't respond. I couldn't respond, and I wasn't going to even try to respond because I was just like, well, if she sees I'm not at home, she'll know that I'm not at home because I didn't have nothing planned. Anyways, I didn't get home until about I didn't get back home, and I ain't talking about here. I'm talking about back where I'm from. I got there about a little after 8. Okay, so at 8 o'clock, I was trying to see what was going on, etc., etc. Now she texts this at 5:06. She asked, "You good?" So I never responded back, and then she says, "Oh, I'm on my way." This is an hour and almost 2 hours later. So then, damn, it didn't take her that long. She got here in 15 minutes. That's crazy. Anyways, she says, "I'm here." And then she asks me, now from this 7:15, this is about the time where all the 12 calls came. And then and this was a weird part too, that she texted me, "You home?" at 8:03. Now listen, I live in an apartment complex. I think that's kind of obvious. I don't know why she would text me this because my car wasn't here. And if you look at my apartment, because my apartment, you literally, when you park, whether you park in the front, the side, the back, it don't matter. You see my apartment. There were no lights on. Nor have I been responding. But apparently she's here. Now, this is where she literally says that I've been here for the past 1 hour. You're not answering your phone. I hope you're okay. Now, we're going to just skip the whole I hope you're okay. Why would you be here for an hour? That means that you arrived a little after 7:15, which is what it was, 7:15. When she texted me, she was here. So she stayed for a whole hour. Now, according to her, and we'll get into this later. We'll get into this later. But just looking at that, you would ask, well, why would you be at someone's house for a whole hour if they're not answering the phone? And I'm sure she knocked on the door and no one answered. Most people would have just went home and just waited for me to text back. So I get the message finally. I look at my phone. I was literally still at the hospital. And I sat there and I said, I'm en route to Hot Springs for the weekend. My aunt is in the hospital. That's supposed to be Ann. Don't I was doing voice chat, peeps. And she said we had an agreement to be together this weekend. So I told her, yeah, I just made it. We'll talk more tomorrow about this night. Cause I was tired, peeps. Super tired. But I got there before that. I'm not gonna lie, I got there before that, but I was focusing on the hospital. But I went straight to the hospital, and then I got home, and when I got home, it was about this time. It was probably about 9:30. Anyways, that's the end of that, peeps. That's the end of that. So Saturday gets here, Let's see if I can pull that up. So let's talk about Saturday, peeps, because this is what I didn't understand. I was trying to figure some things out. So Saturday, she messaged me in the afternoon, and I haven't messaged her because I was busy. Now, I don't know what time I left Saturday, but I just basically text her this because I wanted to see exactly. I was curious. Why were you at my place for an hour? Like, I don't. For the life of me, I don't understand women at all. Why they do what they do. That's why I ask these questions because I'm just like, why would you be at someone's place if they're not at home? You visibly see that their car is not there. There's no lights. They're not answering their phone. They're clearly not home. I mean, I don't know what proof you want. They're not home. So why would you be like? Is that a normal thing for y'all? Because I'm gonna be honest with you. Back in my time, when I would go to people's houses, I literally would just go to the house. I would knock. If they didn't answer, I knock again. If they didn't answer, I go home and I try again later time. But I don't call their phone. And if I do, even when I do call their phone, I literally will tell you that I basically call their phone once. That's it. I don't keep calling their phone. I'm not about that. Like I don't get it. But anyways, she said she got there at 7:17 and left at 8. I'm like, why the hell? That doesn't make sense. She said you told. She told me at 5 rounding when I was rounding with the chicken stew that I'll be on my way. Now she never mentioned anything about she fixed this chicken stew, right? She didn't say nothing about fixing the chicken stew. We saw that conversation, which is kind of weird that you wouldn't like you would basically not confirm that. I don't know. I don't get. Like I said, I don't understand women. I don't get it. Anyways, okay, so I was hoping you went for your Amazon Flex and maybe you're on your way back. And she sits here and says she broke her knuckles from knocking at my door, which I don't. That's a weird comment. Like, if you're trying to be funny, that is a weird comment. Because basically, what that tells me is that you was knocking at my door multiple times. And keep in mind, I live in an apartment complex. I mean, there's other people around. Now, I have had women, not here particularly, but women that would knock at my door. And they would just keep knocking. Because I guess for some odd reason, a ghost or something's going to just open the damn door and be like, you know what, you've been knocking so long, let me just magically open this door. It's crazy. So, my response was interesting because you said that you wouldn't be able to come over Friday, which is what she said. Either way, it's still odd seeing that my car wasn't there and you stayed so long. And it was really odd. It is odd. Listen, when you go over someone's house and their car isn't there, are you just gonna stick around for a whole hour? That is, see, women always complain and talk about how. Let's just flip roles here. If I was a woman and that was a guy that did this shit, he would be viewed as creepy as hell, a stalker, and creepy. But see, here's the funny thing: I'm posting this on the internet. You're not gonna have nobody say anything about this being creepy, right? That this person is creepy or maybe a stalker. It's not because she's a woman, right? See the double standard? That right there is kind of concerning, even for me, because I'm thinking to myself, that doesn't even make sense. Now, she said also you never replied to any of my texts after 12. So she thought I was out for Amazon Flex, and she had after 12, and I didn't say nothing because I was busy doing what I needed to do. So she asked, so how did you change our plans abruptly? And the thing is, we didn't have no plans. This is a sad thing here. We had no plans. She will not be able to go back and actually accentuate that we had plans. I already told you that she basically said that she could not come and see me Friday, but she could do it Saturday. So then I responded back that I was actually trying to respond to outside because my aunt was in the hospital and they didn't think she was going to make it, which they really didn't. And I'm not going to even get into that because I'm going to say something. I hope to God they ban TikTok. They need to ban TikTok. Y'all need to stay off that damn TikTok. Y'all need to stay off of social media, period, because y'all have gotten so. Do you know that there's been multiple times where my family members have seen something online and misunderstood because they're posting stupid cryptic bullshit? And you got my family, my most of my family are older, so they're not in tune with all of this. So then somebody sees it online and they go and tell someone that's older, then someone older goes and my that's just how my family is. Gossipers. You got some gossip gossipy people on certain sides of the family. And so, yeah, we're not gonna talk about that. Now, she had asked me about these are the messages she sent. Um, I didn't respond to all of this because I had originally told her what happened Friday, but she didn't seem to care. Um, I'm just gonna be honest with you. She didn't seem to care. You can go back and look at the message. She's asked me about, and this is the only message I saw. I didn't see the other message, but I saw this one. So I said no idea. Now she keeps asking, and I left. I think I left about 6 o'clock, peeps. Um, it was before 6 actually. It was probably about 5:30 or so. But anyways, I was on my way back. She keeps texting me. You know, this right here, and I'm showing these text messages because I want y'all to see. This is a little excessive. Like if you text me, just know that I'm gonna get back with you. We see that I responded, but I can't respond to 17 text messages at once, right? And then I don't know why she texts this part right here. Like I don't get it. I don't know what her purpose is with this whole right here. I don't get that. She asked me when I would be back. I said tonight I'm driving. And then she asked me if I'm back, and I told her yeah. So she asked me when I see you, and I said maybe next weekend. But I also told her it seems like we need to have some talking to do, and that should be enough time, right? So we're gonna get into this here. All right. So I didn't want to talk to her because again this everything that she's done up to this point is just pretty it's odd. I'm not gonna lie. So she says she's actually watching my stream, which is actually funny because she didn't subscribe to my stream, and she'll probably say that she subscribed, but I've seen my subscribers, my past subscribers. She's not on it. And actually, thinking about it, I think she actually did. Well, no, I don't think she did subscribe. I'm pretty sure because I would have seen it come through. Anyways, she said, she asked me, so she's watching my stream and she's asking about me giving a shout out. She said, cool. She's like texting like crazy now. See, what I want to, this is what I'm trying to explain to y'all. This right here, this is how you drive guys away. You text once and wait for a response. Listen, I was busy streaming. Peeps, I was busy streaming. So here comes Sunday, right? And she asked. Now I don't. Again, I didn't. Now I didn't wake up till like man. I didn't wake up till about. This is what time I woke up about 11. It was probably before that, but yeah, about this time. And did go back to sleep eventually. So all right. So here we go. This is all the messages here. I went to sleep. I didn't respond to anything because I went back to sleep. I responded at 4:41, which means I had just got into the office at 4:41 in the morning. That was this past Monday. Or no, that was just actually, yeah, this past Monday because I didn't go to work at all. I'm sorry, I didn't even go to work that this Monday because freaking ice and sleet and stuff. So there's the messages. Now this is a thing that really made me kind of really upset. What wrong did I do? This woman asked, "What wrong did I do?" So she's gonna just completely ignore the fact that she called someone 12 times, was over someone's house for a whole hour before she just, I guess, figured out where I guess he's not available. What the fuck? And I want y'all to understand something in this whole thing. You're gonna see something interesting, and we're gonna get to it hopefully here in a little bit. I want y'all to pay attention to everything that's been going on, everything I've said. Listen, I was gonna make this shit up, but I can't. She's gonna ask, "What wrong did I do?" So she said, so I basically told her, I'm like, "You brought it up, so something inside you feel this way. Listen, I can't help what you feel. You obviously, you're asking." She's talking about silent treatment, but it really wasn't no silent treatment. It's just that I was busy doing other stuff. So I said I actually haven't done much other than sleep the past 2 days because I was trying to catch up on my sleep. But she's asking what wrong did she do, but she doesn't know what wrong she did. So obviously you have something inside you, know that you did something wrong, because why would that thought just come up inside of your head? You know you did something wrong, and instead of you just coming out and saying it what you did wrong or possibly could have done wrong, here we are. So she said, "You asked me why I had to wait an hour even though your car wasn't parked outside, so I was thinking that you got mad at me." And so I said, "Oh, that's why you called me 16 times. That so doesn't make sense." And I was laughing because it is kind of funny when you think about it, right? She said, "I realized after I got home and looked through my call log." So I want y'all to really zero in on this right here. Zero in on this. When she did all of that, she got home and realized that it didn't make sense. So let's get into the explanation because we're trying to get to the explanation, right? This is a whole thing where I have to get into the whole explanation, right? She said, "Yeah, after I visited the doctor, I felt so good about the report I got that I drove straight to the store and started making the chicken stew. But we didn't have no plans for Friday because she specifically said that she wasn't gonna be able to do it come see me Friday because she had to go to the doctor. She said I was done by 5 p.m. and text you that I would be on my way. So I wanted to celebrate the good news with you. Now I'm just gonna tell you what the good news was. I'm gonna be honest with you. This is where Aubrey, y'all can think what y'all think about me. I personally don't think this was a celebration of anything. Nothing really happened. She had high, her blood sugar was really high, I think, and they took her off some medication. So that was her celebration. That to me is kind of like I can see if she got like a job promotion or got like a prestigious job title, but I don't get it. So I was like, I was like, so who did you let know that was your plan? And she said, yeah, that's where I was at wrong. I thought it would be romantic to surprise me. So I want y'all to understand that that we've been talking about the last 20 some minutes, 25 minutes, she finally come to the realization that what she did was wrong. She realized what she did was wrong. Now keep in mind, this is Monday. The incident happened Friday. So basically 2 days goes by. 2 full days go by. And we have and literally this is an opportunity for you. Now again, up above, she said that when she looked through her log, she realized that it didn't make sense. And she admits that she was wrong. But Did she do anything? Did she apologize? Did she say, hey, you know what? I was thinking about. Now, she could have did this Saturday, but she could have just said, hey, you know what? I looked at my logs. What I did was definitely not okay. This is why I did it. I don't know what got into me, blah, blah, blah. We could have had a great conversation. This is the same shit that happened with the girl that was actually supposed to come down, and I did a video live stream on that a couple of days ago. This is the same similar situation where the communication, we just wait until 2-3 days before we decide. And I didn't even do anything. I didn't check her. I didn't push the issue. I wanted some time to think about things and see if I wanted to move forward with this person, right? And it was weird because she said that she thought it would be a romantic surprise. It would be romantic to surprise me. And I was sitting here thinking, you mean romantic for you? So she said that's what I thought. So all of this is because she wanted to feel romantic by telling me something that I don't really think is a reason for celebration. I mean, she she thinks it was, but I don't necessarily think it. But that in its own right is kind of weird. And let's call it for what it is. Had here's how everything should have went down. When she came over and saw that my car wasn't here, she called my phone once, texted me, and noticed that I haven't texted all day. She should have went back home, went about her day, put the stew that she made in the refrigerator, and then when I got to a point where I could actually respond back to her, she could have been like, "Hey, do you want to hang out?" And I would have told her, "No, I can't do it tonight because I'm in Hot Springs." She should have been like, "Oh, we could have talked," and then she could be like, "So will you be back tomorrow?" And I would have been like, "Yeah, that's my plan." And she could have asked, "Well, can I come and see you tomorrow?" I'll be like, "Yeah, yeah, I'll let you know when I get back." That's all. Listen, had I shouldn't even have known that she was even here. See, this is the reason why I state that I have to date and I have to find a feminine woman because feminine women don't do shit like that. They just don't. They don't do that. So it goes on to tell you to say, and I even said this. I'm like, I don't understand how a trip to a doctor and you telling me about it would be romantic. I don't understand how that's romantic. Like she has a really specific ideal of romance. Anyways, she said, essentially, I said, I see. I mean, that's great, but maybe we could have waited until Saturday when I said I was out of town and not call 16 times and however many messages later. And she said, I didn't know you were out of town on Friday until you responded to my text. And this is what I was saying. If I didn't respond to your text, maybe not even come over in the first place until I responded to your text. And that's the normal thing that people would do, but whatever. So you can see the top part here because I'm just basically explaining, like pretty much what I'm explaining to y'all. And I asked her, have you done this before with other men in the past? And she said, nope. I wanted to try out the romantic surprise thingy. And then she finally admits that she's sorry after all of this. This is all the messages I have, peeps. After this, I didn't say nothing else. I just let the issue go. I said, at this point now I'm gonna have to really think about if I want to pursue someone like this. Cause I'm gonna be honest with you, this is concerning. This is really concerning to me because I've had stuff like this happen before where people, it's not even people, it's really women that just call, and I don't get it. Like I don't get. I guess them thinking that they like the whole idea of them calling like 10, 15 times means that you're just gonna just appear wherever you're at, and the phone's gonna be in your hand with them on the line. Like I don't get it. I don't get how women operate. Today's women, I will say that not all the women I dated have done stuff like this. I've only had three do this, and all three of them I cut loose. Unfortunately, I had to cut her loose. Not just because of this, but also because of something that happened when she was actually over here in the morning time, right? Like, there seems to be no regard for me and more regard for her. Because she did all this because she wanted to feel romantic. She wanted to invoke romance to her. So she had no regard on me as a person, how I might have felt, etc., etc. You can't be around people like that. She even said that she's never done something like that, but she did it to me. And that is cause for concern. This is a reason why I've been single for a while. This is a reason why when women run away, I don't say nothing. I just let them be because these are the same women. Listen, if I did do something wrong, instead of like talking to me about it, they'll just run away, right? Especially if it's nothing that I don't know anything about. And then if I don't know, I don't know, right? But she knew that this was not right. She herself said that she looked at it and was like, this doesn't make sense. And not only that, she knows it's not normal. You don't call someone multiple times. And what I have told, and I want y'all to take this comment, and I want you to understand if be this is for everybody. This is women and men. Before you talk, think, act, or do, think about what you're gonna do, what you're gonna say, what how you're gonna act, right? And ask yourself, would I do this to or in front of my parents and my family? If the answer is no, then you don't do it to your boyfriend, you don't do it to your girlfriend, you don't do it to your husband, and you don't do it to your wife. Okay. So unfortunately, because she seems to be a pretty good girl, I think she would be a good match for someone other than me, because obviously I invoked something in her to have her call me 16 times and be over my place for an hour, even though my car's not here. That's crazy. It'd be a different story if my car was here and something, but my car wasn't even here. And the fact is, she didn't even say I'm sorry until the last end, when she could have just done all this that Saturday. Take it upon yourself to say I'm sorry that I did something that I shouldn't have done, because that's not normal. So I have to end it with her, but I'm not ending it with her so much because of how everything played out. It's just because of the fact that it seems like to me that, and it's not because I don't think she's going to do it again. But it's the fact that she did it in the first place makes me think that there's going to be other things that's going to happen, and it's going to be like every other relationship that I've been with. And you got to cut those people go. You got to cut them go. And that's the reason why I said that I am not going to commit to a woman who isn't feminine, friendly, and pleasant to be with. And when I say feminine, you need to look feminine. You need to wear dresses. Listen, I'll wear suits. Actually, y'all seen kind of how I wear, what stuff I wear anyway. And I want a woman that actually is laser focused on maybe trying to better my life and help out in my life as I'm going to help out in hers. This right here is not how to do it. Anyways, thank y'all for rocking with me. Thank y'all for hit that subscribe button if you're watching. Hit that like button if you like it. Um, Listen, it's two-way street. She can make a live, give her account on everything, defend herself. Just make sure to bring receipts. Bring receipts. Articulate yourself to how you want to be, and this goes out for any woman, right? You're free. Critique me. But again, bring receipts. Don't just say stuff just to be saying stuff to be mean. Okay? So, anyways, peeps, I'm out of here. Y'all take care.